Making these silver Saturns was a journey. When I started out, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't have any of the equipment. I went through several iterations of the overall design of the Saturns, tried different methods of casting and assembling them. Ultimately, I made a ton of mistakes, but eventually I was able to get some designs that I liked, polish them up, and that's what you see before you. And now I'm going to show you how I made them because I think the process is pretty cool. First, I designed the Saturns using Blender. I found that working with two separate hemispheres was way easier than one whole Saturn. Then I 3D printed the model and pressed its shape into the Delft clay inside this casting flask, which I didn't really capture any video of. I melted the silver in a home jewelry forge and then cast it into the mold. It took a lot of trial and error, but eventually I started getting good results. Nice. Good surface. Great. Then I'd remove the excess casting artifacts and then start sanding the outside layer. I then used a different attachment to smooth it out even more, and then I sanded again with progressively finer sandpaper until it was ready for polish. The polishing took some time, but it was really gratifying to see them become all shiny. With the northern and southern hemispheres completed, it was time to work on the rings. The rings presented a particular problem. How do you suspend, or seemingly suspend, delicate metal rings outside the main sphere? I could have used supports coming out from the center, but I thought that would look too dorky. In the end, I found out that my jewelry supplier sold these reflective sterling silver sheets, and I decided that was the way to go. I figured that the best way to make this square into a circle and to engrave the rings was to get it spinning really fast. So as you can see, I'm affixing it to my angle grinder as though it were the blade. Then I spin it up to etch a circle. Then I cut out the circle, file it down until it's perfectly round, and then engrave the rings in the pattern that I choose. I originally tried bringing it all together by drilling holes in the top and bottom hemisphere and then making a little plug that could kind of bring them together. In the end, it didn't work very well and was very labor intensive, so the other 5 of these I just ended up super gluing together. The famous North Pole hexagons were another fun problem to solve. I decided to make them out of 24 karat gold, partly to increase the overall value, but partly just to make it a very striking feature, as it should be. So that's it, a complete silver Saturn. Back when I designed these models on Blender, my goal was to have the final product have a mass of exactly 666 grams. I got pretty close. With a proven process in place, I just had to plug and chug 5 more times, and voila, 6 silver Saturns.